overview of all of the groceries. This was a total of $150 and came from Kroger ClickList. I ordinarily spend $250 a week at the grocery store, but I had just gone to Trader Joe's last week and had gone over. So I didn't need as many items. We still had a ton of carryover from my last grocery haul. So we were able to get by with far fewer groceries than I would ordinarily buy for the family. Here are our grocery items for the week. I will also be sharing this week's meal plan as well as 5 of our dinner recipes this week. We have petite fingerling potatoes. I ordered organic blueberries, but apparently they didn't have any, so they substituted them with conventional blueberries. A thing of coffee, I had a coupon for this. 2 things of baby portobello mushrooms that have been sliced. I'm going to be using this in one of these in a recipe for dinner, and one I will be sauteing with some zucchini and serving over rice for lunch. This is one of the brands of lunch meat that I get. It's a more affordable option for lunch meat. It actually has pretty clean ingredients if you look at the ingredients in the back. This bacon I had a coupon for. For those of you that have seen my prepper pantry video, you will know that I ordered a ton of bacon from our local butcher shop, but because this had a coupon, it was no sugar added, I decided to get it while it was on sale. I have 3 different things of dairy-free yogurt. These chocolates will be a dessert for only 2 of my kids like yogurt, so I got 2 of the chocolates for a dessert, and then one of my children likes strawberry yogurt, so I did pick up 1 strawberry yogurt for him. These organic eggs, a thing of milk, 2 packages of organic mozzarella cheese. This is for homemade pizzas. I also might use some of the mushrooms on our homemade pizzas. I have said multiple times that I like having these salad kits for lunch because I'm more likely to eat a salad if it's just already prepared in a package. So I got 3 of the avocado ranch. I've never tried this flavor before. A bag of avocados. I also have done a video where I talk about ways to make your food last longer. And one of my tips in that video was to put your avocados in the refrigerator when you're not using them so that they don't go ripe so quickly. I've had avocados stay good in the refrigerator for up to a month. And you just pull them out of the refrigerator the day before you want to use them, and they will ripen on the counter and be perfect. Organic strawberries, some carrots. My kids are obsessed with baby carrots, so that's something we buy every week. Grapes. I had ordered the cotton candy grapes, but apparently they didn't have any, so they substituted them with these just regular red grapes. A pineapple. My kids really like pineapple, and I'm planning on doing a fruit salad, so I'll combine this pineapple and the grapes, the strawberries, and some of the blueberries, just make a big fruit salad for them for breakfast. Also going to do some smoothies. I have a ton of frozen fruit. So I like to add greens to my kids' smoothies. Spinach is something that does not change the flavor of a smoothie at all. So I could add this baby spinach, give my kids a servings of greens, and they don't even know that it's in there. Zucchini, I will use this to saute with the mushrooms, and also I might make zucchini noodles with this as well for a lunch. A purple onion, green onion, a bag of just regular yellow onions. I have talked about the little yellow onions. I like to get them from Trader Joe's, but I was not gonna have an opportunity to go to Trader Joe's, so I just purchased a bag of them from Kroger. My kids like bars, so I have 2 boxes of the chocolate Cliff bars and then 1 of the kids chocolate Lara bars. I also picked up some crackers for the kids. So we have regular pepper jack smoked flavor, and then these white cheddar bunny crackers. My husband likes to snack on peanuts, so those are for him. One of my kids really likes sweet peppers, so I always get one of these packages of sweet peppers for him, and he eats them throughout the week. I also will cook with those. Organic apples, some bananas. I had ordered the Annie's fries, but I guess, is it Annie's? Alexia. I had ordered the Alexia fries, but apparently they didn't have those, so they substituted them with the Kroger brand. These chicken nuggets for the kids. They don't seem to care that they're gluten-free or notice any sort of difference. This was all that they had, so that's what I picked up for them. My high school son likes to do chicken noodle soup for lunch. There's only 4 school days this week, so I got him 4 cans of chicken noodle soup. This is a gluten-free pizza crust mix that I've heard about and wanted to try. I have several videos showing how I make my own pizza dough, so I will link that in a card above if you would like to see what my homemade pizza dough is. It does have gluten, but just what that recipe looks like. I had ordered a different brand of pizza sauce. Apparently they didn't have it, so they substituted it with this jar. I will just break this into small mason jars and freeze the excess. I have some tamari. This is a gluten-free alternative for soy sauce. And a large thing of applesauce. My kids are obsessed with applesauce pouches and eat at least one a day. So I always buy these weekly at the grocery store. Tonight for dinner, we are doing a quick and easy sheet pan meal. We had a really late lunch. It's Sunday today. We had some errands we were running, we went grocery shopping. So I wanted to make something that was going to be light and quick. All I have here is asparagus. I snapped the ends off of 1 bundle of asparagus, and then we have 4 fillets of rockfish that I have seasoned with olive oil, salt, and pepper. I am going to stick this in a 425-degree oven for 20 minutes. In addition to our asparagus and our fish, I'm just going to make up this box of couscous. This is nice because it cooks in only 5 minutes. So if you're looking for a grain to serve on the side and you don't have a lot of time, this is much faster than making pasta or rice, wild rice. All of those grains take a little bit longer to cook. So I like having boxes of couscous on hand for a night when I'm wanting to make dinner in a hurry without a whole lot of work on my part. I forgot to mention rockfish, I would say tastes comparable to either tilapia or cod. It's a really inexpensive cut of fish. It's white. My kids prefer white fish over something like salmon. So I try to make fish a couple times a month to make sure that my kids are getting the fatty acids that are in fish, as well as making sure that they are used to eating fish. When I was a kid, we didn't really eat a lot of fish, so it was something that I had the mindset I didn't like. If you're looking for a fish that's really mild, I would recommend something like this. Here is what the dinner looks like once it's been plated up. We've got our fish, our asparagus, and our couscous. For our second dinner, I'm going to be making an Italian flavored fried rice. So I have sliced up some bell peppers, zucchini, parsley, garlic, mushrooms, and some onion. These vegetables don't have to be these specific ones that I'm using. Any vegetables would work for this dish. I've also cooked up 1.5 cups of dried white rice. The rice that I like to use just comes from Kroger. It's this organic basmati rice, but again, if you like jasmine rice, if you like short grain rice, it doesn't really matter. I also am using some salt, some pepper, diced tomatoes, a pound of ground sausage. This is just a plain flavored sausage, but you could use a spicy or an Italian flavored sausage in this dish. And then finally, I'm just going to use some feta cheese. We're going to start by browning our sausage. You don't need to cook it completely through at this point. You're just rendering out some of the fat before you are going to add in all of your chopped vegetables. I cook the vegetables for probably 5 to 10 minutes on a medium heat just so that everything caramelizes and is completely cooked through and softened. Once your vegetables are tender, just add in your white rice. Once your rice has browned slightly and you've incorporated all of the sausage and the vegetables, we are going to add some diced tomatoes. Because this is an Italian style dish, I am using a can of Italian seasoned diced tomatoes. I get these in bulk at Costco. I'm also going to season it with some salt and some black pepper. I'll mix everything together really well, make sure that all of the tomatoes have covered the rice and are well mixed into the vegetables before I'm going to top our dish with some feta cheese. You could also use mozzarella, you could use Parmesan, whatever your cheese preference is. You can also add olives to this dish. You can use black olives, Kalamata olives, green olives, whatever your family prefers. This is something that my kids really like, my husband really likes, and it adds a little bit of variation to just standard fried rice. Here is what the dish looks like once it has been all plated up. For dinner tonight, I am going to be making some sauteed apples. We will use 4 of these Gala apples. I'll just core them and take the skin off. 4 tablespoons of butter, 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, half of a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, half of a teaspoon of this vanilla extract that comes from Trader Joe's. I'm going to serve some peas, and then my husband is going to put these pork steaks on the Traeger. I've just seasoned them with salt and pepper. Once you've cored, peeled, and sliced your apples, we're just going to stick them in a saucepan with the butter, the vanilla, the brown sugar, and the pumpkin pie spice. I heated that on a medium-low heat for about 30 minutes, just stirring them periodically while my husband grilled up the steaks. For our peas, I'm just adding some water and heating them through. The key to cooking pork perfectly is to make sure that you're using a meat thermometer. So I definitely recommend investing in one if you don't have one already. This is what everything looked like when it was served. The apples are really sweet. My kids thought that they tasted like dessert. So this dinner was definitely a big hit in my house. Here are the ingredients for tonight's dinner. This is probably the easiest meal I'm making all week. Going to slice up this 1 small onion, cut these finger-length potatoes in half, 1.5 pounds of organic turkey, 1 can of diced tomatoes, a tablespoon of this garlic puree, and then this came from Trader Joe's. It's just a spicy pumpkin curry simmer sauce, but you can find things like this at the regular grocery store. It doesn't have to be pumpkin, just any simmer sauce of choice. I think that maybe McCormick might make one. They do have similar items at the grocery store. So if you don't have a Trader Joe's, don't feel like you can't make this dish. These items are just going to go into the Instant Pot for 20 minutes. All I'm going to do is chop up our onions and then cut all of our potatoes in half. I'm using an Instant Pot for this recipe because my turkey was frozen. You could cook it in a Dutch oven on the stovetop. You could put it in a slow cooker. If you don't have an Instant Pot, don't feel like this isn't something that you can make. I have done this a variety of different ways, and sometimes I will serve just the turkey mixture without the potatoes over rice if I am looking for a variation of this that doesn't include potatoes. I'm just going to stick everything into the Instant Pot. I try to put the liquids closer to the bottom, so I put in our frozen turkey, our simmer sauce, the tomatoes, then the potatoes and the onions. I also added half of a cup of water just to make sure that there was going to be plenty of liquid. I put my Instant Pot onto the seal setting and then set it for 20 minutes. Because I am cooking this meat from frozen, I wanted to cook it part way and then make sure that I broke up the meat so that it didn't stick to the bottom of the Instant Pot and also didn't cook into one big clump. So once the timer went off, I did the natural release, broke up the meat, and then set it for another 10 minutes. Once the timer went off, I did the quick release and then just broke up the meat, incorporated everything into a bowl, and this is what it looked like. I ended up topping mine with green onions, but you could top it with chives, parsley, cilantro, or any herb of choice. Tonight for dinner, we are making homemade pizzas. I am just going to be using a boxed pizza crust mix. This is a gluten-free option, pizza sauce, garlic, some leftover mushrooms. We're going to saute up some bacon, crumble that on the top, purple onion, and then for our cheese, we always do a combination of cheddar and mozzarella. I have never made any sort of gluten-free pizza before, so I was really interested to see how this was going to turn out. I have mentioned multiple times on my channel, but my husband worked at a pizza parlor in high school and does a significantly better job at rolling out pizza crust than I do, so he always does this for me. He said that this was not as easy to work with as regular pizza crust, but it still came together well and had a fine flavor. Before we put on our sauce, we always put a layer of garlic on the bottom and then just use a basting brush to rub that into the crust. And we're just going to add all of our toppings. We fried up some bacon until that was crispy, topped our pizza with our cheese, our purple onions, mushrooms, and the bacon. And my youngest son always loves participating in the cooking process. So anytime we're cooking anything, he is typically wanting to do his part to help. So you can see that he is loving to help his dad put all of these toppings on the pizza. We have a pizza stone that I think came from Amazon. I have one that came from Pampered Chef a number of years ago. I think that my second one came from Amazon. If I can find something comparable, I'll link it below. We always cook our pizzas on a pizza stone and just find that it ends up giving it a much crispier crust. This is what the pizza looked like when it came out of the oven. This tasted and came together just like any regular pizza, so there was definitely no difference by using gluten-free crust. I would definitely recommend that particular brand of crust if you're looking for a gluten-free alternative. I'm going to conclude my video for today. If you haven't done so already, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face on the right side of your screen, and there's also a couple of additional videos for you to watch on the left side of your screen. I hope that you are all staying happy and healthy. Bye!